All right, same thing. Same thing as yesterday. Reminder to not go beyond 3% or 2, preferable 2, but no more than 3% in a day. We do have the new day opening gap. 528, that price is about to go into or gravitate towards. And if we look at the daily, he reacted off this see the 4-hour, failed to take out this low, leaving relative equal lows right here. And on the higher time frame, we have this short-term high as a draw on liquidity. But this is what we're here for. We're waiting for the 930. Give us more info on which side the market gravitates to, because we have buy side relative equal highs on the 15-minute, short-term high, and we do have relative equal lows, short-term low. And if we go on the 1-minute, there has been a red folder news at 8:30, and I'm gonna leave a marker right here. .30 news. I put it in gray, just like that. And I'm gonna do a no sync. So our chart is clean. We got a 30-second bottom left, 15-minute top left, and 1 minute. On my second monitor, I have the 5 minutes and 30 minutes. So right now, we got 25 minutes left. Sometimes I do like to trade after 9 if there's a market structure that interests me, such as the 2022 model. One could form right here off this 9 a.m. candle. Price could go under this short-term low, have a form of retracement into this fair value gap, and then go lower, seeking the 8:30 news, people that would be holding their positions from 7 until now. We took out the 845 high, maybe. Let me look at it. So the high of that candle is 30.090. Let's see that high of this. 30.078. No, 30.080. 30.090. Sorry, this one. 30.090. We took out the high right here. Typical has been taken. I'm gonna put 2 stops at the high. and I'm gonna target the 8:30 news. Maybe this one right here. This is the 1 minute, so put right here. So our chart's really clean. I would be aiming for these relative equal lows if we didn't have the new day opening gap at the top. Now we want to see if price is going to close under this short-term low. If so, could be a retracement back into this 1 minute inversion fair value gap. They close under it. Also at the previous day's new day opening gap. I like how the 30-minute candle looks. We took out the 8 p.m. from yesterday. It's high, and now we're rallying lower. It's also touching the breaker block. And it closed under it, but I'm not going to leave this then. So far from my late entry, whoops. So far from my late entry, the risk to reward is 3.4. 3.43, which is not bad. If we switch the 30-second to a 5-minute, my target is the 1 minute BISI right here under the 8:30 news. If you notice, I risk 2 contract, but usually I would risk 3. Or 4. $8:30 red folder news. Red folder news. Like this. If we zoom in into the 5-minute chart, there's a there's a volume imbalance right here, but I can't I don't know if this one is. So this price closed at 29,985 and a half. So 85 and a half, and this one open 85. So it is a suspension block. Put this 5-minute. Yo, my mic was muted this whole time. It's embarrassing. I was saying like, hi Samuel, welcome back. Let me just like repeat. No mic. No, I have my mic. It was just muted. Dang it. But I was saying I have three ideas that price should go lower. So price took out the 8:45 high from the previous day at 9 a.m. It was this huge candle here that I took interest in. I annotated it as an inversion fair value gap. I had my first entry. It was a breaker. Price went into the middle point of the breaker and now it's going lower. 5-minute suspension block. That's the 8:30 red folder news, and my target is this fair value gap. This is crazy. I was speaking to like nothing for like the past 20 minutes. We do have buy side here and sell side here, relative equal lows on the 15-minute. And we have the previous day's, well, today's new day opening gap. I was saying I could aim for these relative equal lows, but since the new day opening gap is higher, I'm just gonna aim for something small, such as this fair value gap, 8:30 news. Price is hanging around the lower portion of the previous day's new day opening gap. Breaker right here, inversion. This fair value gap shaded in orange on the 1-minute. I was looking at that and I had my second entry. I put two micro at the bottom of the inversion, and then I put another one at the 1-minute fair value gap right here. On the 5-minute, I also liked how there was a fair value gap here, but it closed above it. If you think about it, it's also an order block on the 5-minute. So price should not be closing at the mean threshold of this order block. We have multiple things supporting the idea. Even if I take a loss off of this, I still have another strategy, such as the first relative fair value gap, targeting the middle point of the opening range gap. That's a lot of words here. Hopefully I didn't mute my mic once again. Okay, I did not. Three more minutes until the New York Open. I don't see the point of price going back up after taking this short-term high, relative equal highs. There's still this, I guess, SIBI and the new day opening gap, but there's also people that has been buying ever since the red folder news, so I would anticipate that price would go down to take those people out before going higher. We got 30 more seconds. I got stopped out, which is fine. Can't even close it. Alright, this is where the real fun happens. Go on the 30-second. There's a volume imbalance. I can't even close. That's crazy. So no rush. Look on the 30-second, there's a volume imbalance. But what I'm waiting for would be the fair value gap after 9:30 on the 1 minute. So far, minus 200. I'm still up 100. Was completely fine. No rules has been broken. You win some, you lose some. If you look at the regular trading hours, it filled it up completely already. The other markets are going lower. So judo swing. Look at ES, it's going lower. The Dow went way lower. If I was on ES though, it would have been perfect, but I was on NASDAQ, so there's that. Going back to NQ. I kind of like this 9:30. Looking at the 30-second chart. 30 more seconds. This is what I'm looking at. There's also this one that it went back into. But I'm waiting 10 more seconds for the 1 minute candle to form and then go into this SIBI. So 3 more seconds. 3. I guess it's just gonna go. It's just gonna go without me. It's fine. It's completely fine. ES though. ES respected the inversion, the breaker. Going lower to clear out the 8:30 news. Go back to NQ. NQ struggling to go lower a little bit. My stop is at the upper quadrant of this. I'm gonna just remove these stuff right here. Is at the upper quadrant of this SIBI. So my stop will be here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it right here. It just fell short of it. It actually went back into this 30-second SIBI. Any possible re-entry? I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one. Volume imbalance. Add another one. Remove this. One minute volume imbalance right here. So since it didn't really go back into this SIBI, the market is just showing me that price is very, very much bearish. Has no business going back up. This is the 5-second, which is insane. 30-second. 15. I'm putting it back to 30-second. 7 7 EM low. There's this huge wick right here. Lower quadrant. Failed to go to the middle point. Rallied higher. Let's see here. Guess I'm gonna aim for this top of this wick. RR would be same thing again. 3 RR. I'm gonna remove the 5-minute suspension block and I'm gonna put this box right here. This interests me. I have an interest on this one. So I'm like muted again. I'm gonna add one more. And I'm gonna take two. Whoops. I'm gonna take two off this. Fair value gap. Just a little bit more. There we go. So 60% of my position has been off. I can move my stop to break even. Right here, I'll put it right here. And the end target would be the top of this huge wick on the 1 minute. Look on the 30-second. If it's bearish again, it shouldn't close above this thing right here. If it does, I'm offside, and this leaves room for a potential reversal. I just took out the people that trailed their stop loss into the 8:30 news. Right here on the 30-second, I'm gonna put the middle point. Price closed under the middle point. So 1 minute fair value gap, and then 30-second order block, and then 30-second propulsion block. Relative equal lows. 7 a.m. low. Relative equal lows. I'm gonna put my stop just above this high on the 30-second, because it shouldn't go back into it. I got the 9:50 news, sorry, 9:50 macro in about 2 minutes. We still have multiple lows. Also, the 15-minute on the higher time frame, like 4 hour, there's relative equal lows here. Did it touch it barely touched the new day opening gap. 1 hour. Oh yeah, on the 1 hour, I was saying before I got muted. Well, when I was muted, there's also a breaker that price has been respecting. Went into it, but the bodies are closing under the breaker. Short-term high taken. Market structure shift right here. Then went down. Retracement into this huge SIBI. Probably lower. Failed to take out the slow. Retracement back into breaker. And now we're seeing this business right here. I'm a little bit bummed out that I got stopped out. Like my analysis was fine. If you look at the ES, it's the same thing as the NQ at 9. It was this huge candle. I wanted to treat it as an inversion fair value gap to go lower. And on the ES at 9 right here, fair value gap, treat it as inversion. And it didn't even take out the high. But on NQ, it did. $9.50. $9.50 macro. See what price does at this 8.25 BSC. Is it going to treat it as an inversion? It touched it. And it did not treat it as an inversion. In fact, what I'm looking at now is this 1 minute up close candle. Stops us above the middle point. What it did though, stick out this short-term low, then did this business right here. Now there's way too many squares and stuff, so I'm just gonna remove. And I'm gonna keep to be honest, I'm okay if it stops me out. I took most of my position off at this fair value gap. And I got stopped out. Which is fine. This business is done. This line is done. Now we have buy side here, where my focus is at. It's long term. Remove that. Keep my chart clean. 9.52 BSC. Bada bing, bada boom. Price closed above this up close candle. Can expect price to do a retracement. Into this. Green. There's also this here right here that I'm looking at. Nothing to do, just waiting for the 10 a.m. candle. This is the first relative fair value gap. First present and fair value gap. I'm gonna look at something right here. That looks great. OTE. Let's see. 4 minutes. Three. Can remove this and this now. Since I got my long portion of, well, since I had my portion of the move, I'm gonna risk like half of it. Someone wanted to. I'm pretty sure I'm at break even. I'm just above. I made like 40 bucks. 40 bucks. I had my first trade, minus 200, and then I took a partial at this BISI. Partial at this BISI that made me break even, and I rolled my stop into the middle point of this up close candle. And I'm up 40 bucks for the day. Twenty more seconds, and I'm gonna look at the first fair value gap at 10, see how it forms and if it's interesting. I'm gonna put an entry. Looking at the 50-minute. Let's see if this leaves a gap or it's gonna close fully. I just put 2 by accident. Stops at the bottom of this Missy. Target is this Missy. Half a percent. That's half a percent. My entry was off the 32nd, but next one it will be on the 1 minute. 1 minute is a quote bar so far, but I'm gonna wait until one presents itself. So far, I'm still up 1% since yesterday. As a reminder, the rules for today is to not go under 2%. And so far, I'm down 0.5%. I'm gonna use the silver bullet where of the fair value gap at the 10 a.m. I'm gonna have an entry and have a 20 point stop and 40-point reward. And I'll be done. So far, there's no fair value gap after 10. Have a volume imbalance here. Unless it closes under. I want to see price close above this high in the next 3 seconds. If not, it leaves room for price to go lower. It tapped the volume imbalance and now it's going higher. But I do want to see price close above this. To explore the new day opening gap from the previous day, first presented fair value gap from today, and today's new day opening gap right here. Price is about to close above it. Now if I put a fib on this, the quadrant, see if I can enter off the lower quadrant of this fair value gap to then go higher. Close above it, okay, touch the new day opening gap. I'll just do one for now. One. I'm like so late. Like I marked this fair value gap with the volume imbalance and I didn't enter off of it. I'm just putting half of my position. 30-second. Stopped out. Another one. What did I just do here? There we go. There we go. In the opening gap. And I'm outie. I'm out of here. Get me out. Buy side has been taken. Just close it. I can't even close it. And that is it for today. Like, whoops. Got all these shenanigans in here. And I'm back to break even. Break even plus 40. Jesus. Snap. Like I did some errors. Like I put 2 contracts instead of 1. And that made me like roll my stop at the bottom of this. I'll put this one on 30-second. Then this one on the 1 minute. But my entry was off this 30-second pissing. Right here. And my stop was at the bottom this one. Entry. Stop was here because I put 2 contracts by accident. I got stopped out and then price just went higher. It's aiming for the short-term high, also near the new day opening gap. That would have been 2%. But the correct stop placement would have been right here. Because with removing everything, we have on the 30-second, even on the 1 minute, no, barely on the 1 minute. On the 30-second, we have these 4 down close candle. Price went back into it. These 4 down close candle, leaving this as an order block. Oops. How long has my how long? How long has my mic been muted? Oh, okay, bro. I was saying, I'm gonna talk about the mistakes that I did this morning, but not from here. Uh, I'll leave this one on 30-second. This one's the 1 minute. I'm gonna zoom in right here. But what happened this morning was I had an analysis that price would leave a 2022 model. 2022 model. This one I'm gonna put. Oh, this is that's a fail. 1 minute. 2022 model short-term high taken on the ES. Inversion fair value gap off the 9 a.m. candle. Entered off the lower portion here on the Nasdaq right here at 907. Here also 907. And I just got stopped out, and that PD array or strategy is called the turtle soup or the Judah swing. I'm not very familiar with it, but I know what price does. It just takes out a short-term high before going the opposite way, or liquidity before going the opposite way, which it did right here. And when I got stopped out, I looked on the 30-second right here. 30-second, my attention was on this SIBI, and I looked at this one too, but I didn't annotate it, so it went up to it once, second time, and the third time, and I gave up this one. It was a breakaway, and I went on the 5-second chart, see if I had an opportunity, and it did give me an opportunity right here. Same thing, short-term high taken, market structure shift here, retracement into a fair value gap. Had my entry targeting the fair value gap under the 830 candle. So my stop, I had my stop way above here, but I trailed it. And on the 1 minute, if we go back on the 1 minute right here, there is this fair value gap under the 830 candle. Boom, boom, boom. Two risk to reward from that loss, and then taking a partial here. I went back to break even, and I still had one more micro contract on, and I had my stop at the middle point of this propulsion block. And then I got stopped out at 9:52. Just a short little recap. I annotated these four down close candle, and then order block, and then I looked at this 30-second fair value gap because it was a how can I say that? It was a strong fair value gap, so it just pumped higher, so I just decided to enter off of it. and then I put a second one by accident, and it made me put my stop tighter than it should have been. Entry here. My target was this short-term high, and add my stop here and stop me out and went higher. What else? The correct stop placement would have been at the bottom here of these 4 up close candle, because this is I got muted again. I don't know. I have to remove it. How long have I been muted? Jeez. Good thing I'm streaming it and like I can improve. Microphone Yeti. Dang. Oh, whatever. Whatever, bro. Add my entry here. Yo, how long have I been muted? You weren't muted? Oh, okay. Add my stop here. Then the correct, yeah, right. The correct stop placement would have been here, because we have an order Blitcock. Okay. Lock. And removing this, we have a propulsion block. Propulsion block. And let's look at that. Price went back into it. It was also on top of this volume imbalance. The 1 minute. Propulsion block, order block. First fair value gap at 10 on the 32nd. I sounded like a chicken? That's so mean. What do you mean? Woodcock. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you look on the bottom left, I had my re-entry of this volume imbalance. Volume imbalance, my stop was a little bit more aggressive. Made sure that I made space so that I lose like $60 and just made 200 back. Off of this 1 minute fair value gap paired with a volume imbalance. So that's about it. That's about it for today. Go on the 32nd. Boom. Went to buy side liquidity and the today's new day opening gap, short-term high liquidity. This is the ES. We'll go back here. 15 minute. Boom. 1 minute 30-second. Let's see. That could have been a great entry. See how like I talked about how this 30-second chart was like powerful. Well, on the 1 minute, this one's a powerful one. You feel me? Removing everything. We have this huge fair value gap right here. Entry, at the top of it. And stop would be at the lower quadrant. You know what? I'm being content with enough, like break even and then plus 40. So barely a quarter of a percent. But it was great though. If I didn't, I don't know. At least I'm not in drawdown. Uh, it was a nice read. It was a very nice read. I'm actually proud. It felt great. After taking like a week off the chart. Um, yeah, that is it for me for today. I also talked about how I like how this candle on the 1 minute didn't go back into this first presented fair value gap, showing it's not force, showing that it really wants to go lower. I can't find the word. That's why I was like confident. Price going lower. Volume imbalance. Relative equal lows. Took them out. And then